Hi everybody.
Hi Rhonda.
Thank you for coming. First of all, I'd like to thank all of the people that joined us on Australia Day here at our March for Australia rally that we held at Blue Water Quay. It was an amazing day. Thank you so much for turning up. Walking across the bridge highlights the issues very well because we get a lot of responses and accolades from just the traffic that's going past. It's amazing to see all the flags flying. We've done a couple of videos on our Facebook pages and other platforms, and have had a great response to all of those too. And the people that joined us were very, very happy to have the opportunity to do so. So thank you once again. Australia Day should be celebrated by all Australians. The divisive issues that come with Australia Day, we're all over that. It's just not what we want, not what we need in Australia. We know there are issues that happened in our history. We couldn't be part of that. We weren't there, and we do not agree with what happened to anybody in those days. But it's part of our history. All we can do is acknowledge it and learn from it. Make sure it never happens again. But we all need to move forward as one people, one Australia, to get above and beyond what's happening to her at the moment. Australia is in a very bad way, politically, socially, economically. We're all struggling, and it's just very hard to be able to get people to be aware of that they need to stand up. They need to stand up and work towards a goal to restore Australia to what she was, what she can be, and what she should be. So coming along to the rallies that we all do is one thing, but you need to get out, get up and speak out and speak up. So we ask that you all, try and consider one Australia for all people. The political scene at the moment in Australia is just an atrocious mess. We don't know where we are. They don't know what they're doing. They're all over the place. We don't know who to trust. We think we can trust some people, and then we find out that they're burning us from behind. So, we really need to be able to discern who is really wanting to work for Australia to move forward and fight what's happening to our country. It's a very hard task, but we need to do it, and all of us, not just a few people that meet at the Blue Water Quay or march in the cities of the capitals, march in the streets of the capital cities, I should say. We need to do it every day. We need to protest about what's happening. I'm currently looking at the housing reform bill that the government's trying to bring in. It's atrocious. It's atrocious, but it's too big an item to speak about today. Got a little bit more to do before I sort of talk about that, and maybe next Saturday. But I just wanted to let you know a little bit. I've been researching Australia Day. There's so much to know about why we celebrate Australia Day and how it came to be on the 26th of January every year. And the reason the divisive groups that call it, Survival Day, Invasion Day, and that, the reason behind that is really driven by people that want the divide. It's not driven by the people. It's driven by powers that be that want us to be divided. So just for a bit of information, the Nationality and Citizenship Act 1948 was actually enacted on the 26th of January 1949. It's actually passed as an act. And this act established Australian citizenship, defining how individuals could acquire that citizenship, marking a significant shift in Australia's national identity. Prior to that, we were regarded as British subjects. So that was very interesting that actually was signed on the 26th of January. I doubt that that's the reason we have Australia Day on that date, because it started well before that. But it's just interesting to know that date was defined as the actual signing of that and enacting of that Act of Parliament. So as it stands, Australia Day is celebrated on the 26th of January. And, it should be celebrated by all people to unite our country. All people, including our politicians. Not very many of them even went out and celebrated or even acknowledged Australia Day. They actually acknowledged the rights and privileges of other nationalities and didn't mention Australia at all. I think that shows exactly to the people of Australia where their loyalty lies. The MPs that couldn't even acknowledge our Australia Day on the day that we celebrate it. It's a national public holiday. So think about that. Where do we stand when our own governing bodies don't acknowledge it on behalf of the people that they work for, or supposed to work for? So it's sad to see that, but that's how it was this year. I don't think it matters what day Australia Day is celebrated. I like it to be the 26th of January. It's I've known it to be most of my adult life. We actually had a public holiday for it, and we went and joined our families and friends of all nationalities. All nationalities. We've joined them in barbecues, picnics on the beach, cricket games, all the fun stuff that Australia used to do to celebrate Australia Day. Now, all we get is this divisive nonsense. Flags from other countries being waved on our national Australia Day public holiday. It's just not acceptable. Not acceptable by the people. Yeah, and our flag, our national flag gets burnt, and nothing's done about that. That's just how low we have come, and we have let that happen. So we're not going to let that happen. We need to work together to make it a united country under one flag. Under one flag. And speaking of flags, I actually did a bit of research on the Aboriginal flag. The Aboriginal flag was designed by a man called Harold Thomas, and he released that flag on the 25th of January. In 1971. In 1971, he showed people his design for a national Aboriginal flag. And it seems to be that he actually took that design from a oil painting that was done by a Cuban artist in 1967. It was in a Cuban art museum. This artist in Cuba painted this painting with the Aboriginal flag on it. This is where it was stolen from. So Harold Thomas didn't design that flag. He stole the flag, the design, from another person. Not only that, he then sold the copyright of that Aboriginal flag to the Australian government in January 2022. Scott Morrison was the Prime Minister, and the Harold Thomas sold the copyrights of the national Aboriginal flag that he designed to the government, ultimately making it free for anybody to use it. Anybody. You don't have to be Aboriginal to use it. So, don't you think that's really interesting to see that the Aboriginal flag that the Aboriginal people stand under isn't even owned by them, doesn't even belong to them, never did, by the sound of it. Anyway, look it up, do some research. You don't have to believe me if you don't want to, but that's what I found with my research. Okay. I don't know if all of you are aware, there's a young lady or a young woman in Australia called Lisa Perry. She has written and performed a song called Australia. We have put it behind one of our videos on Worldwide Rally for Freedom Mackay's video links because she's given it to the people of Australia to use. She's written this song, performed this song called Australia, and it's amazing. And she's given it freely to anybody to use. Not only that, she is very outspoken about what's happening in Australia with the governments that we are under. So if you want to follow her on her Facebook, Lisa Perry. Also, great news, her song, Australia, has just hit #1 on the iTunes rock chart in Australia. How good is that? So that's because people have shared it, people have liked it, people have shared it, people are using it. So it resonates with us. It resonates with so many people that it's come to number one in what, a fortnight? So take the time to look it up and listen to it, because it's actually coming from the heart of everybody that I know, is what they feel and what they say on a daily, weekly basis, whatever. So take your time to follow that up. Lisa Perry, and the song is called Australia. History must not define our future. We need to be one nation moving forward together. And this song is exactly telling you that message. One other thing. This is very interesting too. The Australian Discrimination Commissioner that was appointed by Anthony Albanese into that position is a man called Giridharaman Sivaraman. How's that? Giridharaman Sivaraman. He was born in India, and after living overseas in a few countries, he was mainly in Zambia, from Zambia. He is now our Australian Racial Discrimination Commissioner. He supports Invasion Day and Survival Day, outspokenly supports it. And he opposes Australia Day. This is our Australian Racial Discrimination Commissioner. Now, shouldn't he be a neutral person? Shouldn't he be acting on behalf of everybody? Because we're all from different races. Yes, we are. So why are we not equal under the Commissioner's eyes? It begs belief. This is the people that are running this country, that are having the say to what we do and what we want, what we believe in. None of this helps to unite our country. It just keeps dividing it. Everywhere you look, there's division. You know, even in our own families and friends over the same issue. It shouldn't be like that.
I think they're gaslighting.
It shouldn't be like that. We're proud to be Australian, proud to fly our flag, and it's sad to see that there are divisions in our country that aren't along the same lines. I love Australia. I love celebrating her and who we are on Australia Day, the 26th of January every year, and I will do so until the day I die. I've done it all my life. I believe in her. I believe in Australia, and I believe we can become a united country if we all work towards that. Get rid of the people that don't want that. It's very simple in my eyes. What about you? Okay, off the subject of Australia Day, just one little thing I wanted to let you know. It's very interesting that Albanese is considering whether to ban or block Platform X. Right, it's one platform that we still have access to. We still have a right to speak what we say on there. We still have a right to what we learn from there, and it's still an avenue that we can find out what's happening around the world freely without being threatened. Okay, so and that's easy to see why they want to ban or block it. They don't want us to have access to anything like that. So watch this page. I think George Christensen has a petition on his page that you can sign to say that you do not want X banned or blocked. If we can find it, we'll put it on our reel and let you know where to go to follow that if you'd like to sign the petition about that. But it's just coming from every angle. These attacks on our country, on our future, it's coming from every angle, and we need to get rid of all of it. We need to get rid of all of it, and we need to move forward. So thank you again for everybody that came and does come and support us. We're a small group in Mackay, Worldwide Rally for Freedom Mackay. Please follow us. Thank you.
Thank you.